Hi, welcome back to night 2. This is the Busch Gardens Williamsburg video. We did not do a lot of scoring there, and I'm gonna be so real.
We were like,
we're forfeiting the challenge.
Peeking over the hill, I bet you sure it always has, and sure it always will.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
Side by side, just a traveling along, and we'll be singing a song. We're side by side.
We chose not to do the challenge at Busch Gardens.
Yeah, we got there. We had this meal thing where every 90 minutes you can get a meal and a snack or dessert and a drink. And we sat down, and we had the food, and it was
the first thing that we did in the park, by the way.
We didn't eat breakfast. So the first thing we did is eat the food. And the food was so good that we were like,
we're forfeiting the challenge.
I want to eat more food than ride these rides.
I want to eat more food. I want to experience this park. Like, we walk in the park, just seeing the park, eating the food, having the experience.
It is, I've said this before, Busch Gardens is just a bigger World's Fair at Epcot.
That's what it feels like.
It's a fact. It's true. And it really owns it, too.
Oh, I forgot.
Oh, yeah, we got Telly. Well, we did not. She did.
This is Telly. It's my buddy.
He does not like the letter Elemento.
He just has never heard of it.
Put the clip in here.
I'll put the clip in.
Yeah, so what's your second favorite letter, Zoe?
Oh, Elemento.
Elemento? Elemento?
Yeah.
I never heard of Elemento. Oh no, this is horrible. I thought I knew all the letters of the alphabet. Oh.
I wonder if we can get a boat coming down. By the boat? We escape with the boat.
Why would we go in with the boat if we're just trying to escape with the boat?
I wonder if we can see one. Here comes one.
Oh, they made it out of Pompeii.
Sam, show off your Cyndaquil.
Look at him, he's a true gang. Look at him.
Show his little tail.
He's really fire tail.
Too blue. There they go. my lord. So we kind of forfeited the challenge.
Just a little bit on this one. We'll get back to it later.
No. Six Flags we're definitely doing.
Yeah.
So if we had done the challenge, we had 14 rides that we needed to ride, without counting any family rides. We rode 8 rides total. I don't know. I think there's only one. Yeah, only one of them was a ride that was not a part of the challenge. It was the Der Wirbelwind.
We didn't have to ride. We didn't have to ride Tradewind, did we? Did we have to ride Tradewind?
I think so.
Oh.
So, here are our ratings and scores all at one time. Hello, folks, and welcome back to Catherine is Bad at Math, where today I tell you that the Flight of Fear score from the King's Dominion video is incorrect, and this definitely has an impact on this video. The Flight of Fear score from King's Dominion was 32.5, not 42.5. The immersion score is supposed to be added before you average, not after, which is why the score was so high. Flight of Fear from King's Dominion is 32.5. That is the point. Thanks. Bye. From Busch Gardens Williamsburg.
Number 8. The Tradewind.
The Tradewind.
It's the funky little one going in a circle, like the one you usually find at like a state fair or something.
The
that
musical
goes forward with
bobsled.
Musical bobsled, and then it goes backwards, and it plays the music. The problem with this is that it just goes forwards, and it doesn't go backwards, and it doesn't play music.
It doesn't play music. We get on this thing, we start going, we're like, oh, where's the music? So much so that my dad literally looks at the ride operator and says, where's the music? As we're riding, and I'm like, that's a lot to ask a college student who's
I don't think he can touch the music.
But then we come to a stop, and then I hear the announcement being like, oh, please stay seated until it comes to a complete stop. And I was like, wait.
No backwards?
What? And then they were like, and I was like, oh, are they going to be like, and then stay seated? And then they were like, and then unlatch the lap bar. I'm like, what? What's going on? I was like, listen, I try to be grateful for what I have. These rides are supposed to go backwards, at least. If they don't have music, they're supposed to go backwards.
So that was a 13.5 out of 40.
Sam, what was your score?
I gave it a 15.
I gave it 12.
Yeah.
It did the forward part well, but there was no music and there was no backwards.
Number 7 is Der Wirbelwind.
Swings, like family swings.
It's like the Crime Wave in Over Georgia. Mm-hmm. Six Flags Over Georgia. If you have ridden the Crime Wave, it's just that. But with a lot less crime. I think
now it's called the DC Supervillain Swing.
And they're wrong. So, if you've ridden that in Six Flags Over Georgia, it's exactly like that. Your standard swing ride. It was fun. It's fine. Swings.
What'd you give it?
I gave it a 20.
I gave it a 22. So
21.
21. Number 6 was Escape from Pompeii.
Oh, you did the orchestra score?
I think we escaped because we're here. Because we're here.
So you give your score and a little bit about the ride, and then I'll have a turn.
I give it 20. 2 for immersion. That's 22. It was fun. It was an elevated loop through a little dark ride. Basically. There was fire. There was quite a bit of fire. And then there was a giant statue that falls, not on you. It's close, though. And then you drop into the water. I didn't really get wet on the ride, even though it's like the water drop ride. I got wet because of those cannons.
Those cannons that people can pay for?
Can pay to use on the ride. And the guy shot it at me, and he looked so happy with himself.
You saw him?
I saw him. I looked at his face, and he was like,
is that what he was like?
That's what he was like, and I will hate him for it eternally. That's a joke. I don't actually know who he is. But yeah, that was my experience.
Yeah. I gave it a 20 as well, but I had 3 for immersion, so a total of 23. It is just like a classic, I'm not sure what you call it, like a waterfall ride. You go up, you go around, you go down the hill, but the around part is, like he said, like a little dark ride inside of Pompeii, and it was pretty cool. It had it was like warning earth tremors, and then the little like lanterns were moving around,
and the
stuff
earth was
falling, the earth was trembling. It was quite loud. I found myself, like, especially when the fire was shooting out, I had to cover my ears. I did like, though, when the statue was falling, like you said, they had the, like, ba 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 ba.
They had the music.
It was really cool. And then there was, like, a little bit of a point after that, and before we went down the hill, that it was kind of dead space. Like, there was, like, stuff around. But then, like, you started seeing the exit signs, and it was like, oh, we're back in reality already.
And I look to my left, and I see a guy. I see the guy operating the ride. I was like, what's up? And he waved back.
This was on Escape from Pompeii?
This was before the drop.
In the building?
In the building.
I
look to
him.
my left right before we leave, and I see the guy, and I'm like, what's up?
And then we fall down. And then, yeah, I mean, like you were saying, I personally... I could have done with a little bit more, but I do like the splash in the way that, like, it doesn't soak you, so you're not just walking around sopping wet.
Yeah.
So I do like that. And I added another point because I noticed that the ride operators were like, enjoy your tour of the remains of Pompeii.
Which
and
is
then
a little
it's like
foreshadowing,
still
but,
on fire and stuff. It's funny. So the total for that is 22.5.
The next one is a tie for 5th and 4th. That would be Alpengeist at number 5, and number 4, The Big Bad Wolf, The Wolf's Revenge.
Yep.
My score for Alpengeist was 25. It's a pretty cool ride, very ski lift reminiscent. It evokes the spirit of ski lift.
I think that's good because I think that's what they were going for.
Yeah, it was. But so much was happening that when we looked at the ride later, like not on the ride, just saw it going, I was like, I don't remember that. I don't remember doing that. Because so much was happening and my legs were tingling because there were so many G's on my legs that my legs were started to tingling because of the blood pooling. And that took points off for comfortability.
Yeah.
So I gave it a 25.
You gave it 25. I gave it a 22 plus 2 for immersion, 24.
There's some good
24
immersion.
Score for me. I really liked the warning sign, like this run is 4 black diamonds, like the ski.
Quadruple black diamonds.
Yes, I also experienced the major G's. It made our dad Google, why do G's make my feet tingle? Is that what he said he looked up?
Yeah,
I think that's what he said he looked up. And then that's when we realized, like, that was pretty much what was happening. I felt like I had to, like, pull my legs up because I felt like if I just let them hang, then my feet were going to pop off. Like, there was a lot of pressure on that ride. And so that mixed with the fact that it was an overhead track and there was, like, loops and hexes and stuff or whatever. We looked at the track after and we were like, what was that? I cannot even pinpoint on the ride, like, where we were. Like, it was kind of crazy. So that total score is a 24.5.
The next one's The Big Bad Wolf, The Wolf's Revenge. I'm not going to talk on it because you You have more thoughts on it than I do. Go
Well,
for
what's
it.
your score?
My score is 21. It was fine. You?
I have a 25. I added 3 for immersion, so I ended up with a 28. I will start by saying they're outside. They have a test ride seat, which most rides there do. And it says like this ride was made for smaller riders, which is very true.
It is
because when you go in, we both had the restraints like pushing up against our thighs a little bit. I was able to like wiggle in and get a little more comfortable, but I think you were saying that kind of hindered your experience.
Yeah.
But I do like, of course, you see like the whole little story. It's very family-esque, I would say. And the onboard audio was cool. However, once you started going and people were like, people started screaming because it's a coaster, you couldn't really hear the music.
Yeah.
So that was part of what took it down for me. But overall, that's how it ended up at the number 4 or 5 spot, tied for 24.5.
Yeah. Now we're getting to the big ones.
The top 3.
The big ones. The top 3. Now, King's Dominion. It has some good rides, but not a single one of them can compare to this top 3.
Any of these top 3.
None of them can compare to these top 3.
Maybe Dominator, but it would be 4.
I'm not really a Dominator guy. It's fine. But number 3 in the Fiesta Italia. Not
all 3 of these are in Fiesta Italia, by the way.
All of them are, because Fiesta Italia is the GOAT. But number 3 is Tempesto. Tempesto. Sounds like it's named after a pasta. No, it's named after a stuntman. It is... So here's the track. It goes in a spaghetti bowl thing, but it's 2D. So you go this, and then you go this, and then you go this.
Mm-hmm.
It's exhilarating.
It is exhilarating. And going like backwards into like a little bend thing before you go back, like it's crazy.
Terrifying,
It's
too.
very hard to describe, but it's crazy. What was your score?
I gave it a 30.
Okay. I also gave it a 30, but I gave it a 28 for the ride. I added 2 immersion points. That is specifically because the Q video had a guy dressed up as Tempesto,
And
like
we
with
love-
the helmet and the mustache,
we
doing
love a
like the
good Q
safety
video.
video. And we love a good Q video, and then that just felt like it matched so well.
Yeah. And then there's number 2. Harness the speed and strength of 5 Roman gods as you conquer Pantheon. Pantheon.
Dude,
is
Pantheon.
so good.
It was so awesome.
You go, okay. Here's the thing. You go through the queue. The queue has like a bunch of little tablets with information about like the Roman gods.
5 of them.
5 of them. The 5 Roman gods that you using the speed
And they're
and strength
listed.
of.
They're listed as chapters.
They are listed as chapters, and then you go to right before you get into the queue for the ride.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the queue, but right before you get to the queue where you like get into the rows, there's a map, and it's like each part of the coaster.
The map is of the coaster.
The map is of the coaster. Each part of the coaster is a Roman god. And that
is a chapter of the book too.
And that was really fun.
That was fun.
So we get on this ride, and it goes insane. It is in the marketing. It says the biggest multi-launch coaster, and they were not lying when they said multi-launch.
And those launches were not soft.
Not at all.
Well, not even in like I'll say they're not slow.
Yeah.
They're not slow.
So it goes, you start the ride, 1 launch. Then you go into this little track right here. That's another launch. And then there's a launch pad in front of that. Another launch. That's 3. And then you go up this spire, but you don't make it up. You go back, getting launched again.
Backwards.
And then getting launched again, going up this spire.
A
where
second spire.
A second spire.
A
where you
spire
can
with no
see
end.
Directly the ground.
The coaster on the ground.
You are facing the ground.
And then you go back down.
And then
And
you
then you
go
get
back down.
another
You get another two
launches.
launches. That is
Up into the original thing. You go over the
over
hill.
it because you couldn't
down.
make it down past
Was
last
that
time.
more than a vertical loop?
That is.
Or was...
That was not a loop.
No, sorry. Was that more than a vertical drop?
That I don't think so.
I'll have to look that up. It was a pretty crazy drop.
It was a pretty crazy drop.
And then you just kept going.
And then
going.
you just kept going and going. 7 launches
At least.
and that's why it has a score from me of 36 plus 2 immersion points for 38.
And I said 38 plus 3 immersion points for 41. So Pantheon comes in at 39.5.
And now you may be
And
wondering.
that's number 2.
And now you may be wondering to yourself, if number 2 is 39.5, the scale maxes out at 40, doesn't it? What could be better than a 39.5? How about a perfect 40? Number
Plus 1
plus 1.
with that immersion.
So number 1 is Apollo's Chariot.
Apollo's Chariot. We rode Apollo's Chariot 3 times today.
Yeah.
And,
So let me
oh my god.
Let me break it down for you. Our 4 categories: comfortability, thrills, enjoyment, and Q. Q, we did not wait more than a collective 10 minutes for the 3 times we rode this ride.
And even if we did, it's entirely under the shade. There are a few stairs, but it was not bad at all.
Yeah, it was real nice. And then comfortability. Those seats, when you're going up that hill, you can take a nap. You can take a nap in those seats when you're going up that hill.
Basically.
Number 3, thrills. The amount of airtime you get on this ride, oh my god. It's like
you're literally flying.
you're literally flying.
It
You're literally
feels like
floating.
you're flying.
But this ain't no Twisted Timbers airtime. This airtime is not like you're being forcefully ripped out of your seat. This airtime is like you're flying. You're floating. That.
Just peace.
Just peace. Just peace and serenity. You're not being forcefully torn from your seat. You are experiencing the lessening of gravity.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
And since that's thrills, that also adds to the enjoyment. Those are both perfect 10s. That's why my score, I'm not really giving immersion, but it's a perfect score of 40 out of 40.
I also perfectly agree. I didn't ride this ride last time, but I rode it this time, and it immediately became my favorite. Even after Pantheon, I'm like, when we're gonna go on Apollo's Chariot? I got a magnet that just Apollo's Chariot. But also, I gave it a +2 because you can't hear it for like the whole ride, but especially in the lift hill, which is important because that lift hill is very, very
It's a
long.
very long lift. It goes up to like 200-ish
210 feet or
210,
something
I
like
think,
that.
yeah.
But they have on-ride audio. They have music, and that gave me those like immersion points. So I gave it a score of 42, which gives Apollo's Chariot our number 1 spot for Busch Gardens, 41.
If you would take the time to notice that our number 1 from King's Dominion was 36.5, and that was 10 points of immersion for Flight of Fear.
Like,
So they can't even compare.
they can't compare.
30, what was it? 36.5 would get it it would get it the number 3 spot.
It would get the number 3 spot.
That's impressive. But the number 1 does not even get close to the number 1 of Busch Gardens.
Yeah. And honestly, I think that's huge. We had a wonderful day at Busch Gardens, and
did.
I don't regret necessarily the choice to forfeit the challenge, but I did want to add our little scores for the rides that we rode because we wanted to keep you guys updated, but also we wanted to give a little like info on what we did.
Yeah.
So last but not least is gonna be Six Flags Over Georgia. So we have a few days. If you remember, we did King's Dominion and Busch Gardens back-to-back days. We're tired.
Now we have some days to recuperate.
We have some days to recuperate, and this is also going to be a little bit easier just because we know the park like at the back of our hand, because again, it's our home park. So, we know our game plan.
We do.
So yeah.
I'm excited for Gotham.
And plus, there's not a lot of like something else that we did today. We saw some shows like we saw Celtic Fire.
Celtic Fire was
which
fun.
is always fun to see. Six Flags doesn't really have a lot of shows right now that we're super interested in.
So we're just gonna go for it.
So we're just gonna go at it. We're gonna do our thing. We're gonna do our scoring, and then hopefully Luke will join us.
Yeah. And that'll be our thing.
And that'll be it. And then we'll compare our little scores. I'm wondering how much our nostalgia for these rides at Six Flags is gonna help it with with this.
Yeah.
Keep in mind this is all opinionated, so
So many opinions. If you like Twisted Timbers, you're wrong, but it's your opinion.
It's your opinion. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for listening to us ramble. This was really fun.
Yeah.
It's not over.
We'll see you on the Six Flags Day.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Bye.